Enter the virtual reality world of the Interactor, where all the action jumps off the screen and into your gut.
Hey, door! Plug it back in.
The Interactor. Put it on, plug it in, crank it up, feel it all.
Dude, let's plug it into the stereo.
Available at Toys R Us.
Hey guys, Super Nicktendo here, and this is the Aura Interactor Virtual Reality Gameware. The box says that you can feel punches, explosions, kicks, uppercuts, slam dunks, crash body blows, and more. And it works with the Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo, along with 32-bit and 64-bit systems. I got this for about $30 new at a retro game store and decided to give it a try. So, does the Aura Interactor enhance your gaming experience? Let's find out. The Aura Interactor is virtual reality in the loosest form of the word. In the 1990s, virtual reality was essentially just a buzzword used by companies to get products into homes. With movies like Lawnmower Man, virtual reality was quite the rage at the time, but virtual reality in the actual sense that we see it today was very expensive and very clunky, so it wasn't available to home consumers. So we get the next best thing, virtual reality in the sense of enhancing experience. The Aura Interactor is a wearable device made to enhance gameplay. Included in the box is the Interactor vest, a power amplifier, a power transformer, and adapters for the Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo. Setup is pretty straightforward. You plug in this huge adapter into a free outlet, and then you plug that into the amplifier. The amplifier has an input from your audio source and an output to the vest. For the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis, you'll need an adapter that plugs into the Super Nintendo or Genesis, and then you'll need an RF adapter to complete the video signal to the TV. So you can't use the RCA and the Interactor at the same time with this configuration. Also, the Super Nintendo adapter makes it very hard to put in the RF adapter. But if you have a first model Sega Genesis with a headphone jack, you can just plug it in for there. And I also found out that plugging my Interactor into the headphone jack on my TV worked just as well. So I could probably use that on modern devices, but I'll get to that later. The amplifier has two settings, the power and the filter. The power will determine how hard the feedback is, and the filter will allow you to fine-tune what you feel. Putting the filter at a 10 will essentially make you feel everything that has a decent bass to it. Which means that not only will you feel punches, you'll feel any music playing as well. And that's why the manual suggests that if a game gives you the option to turn the music off, you should do so since it will actually enhance your experience. The Interactor works by taking sounds and pumping them out of an actuator in the back. Having it on your back means that you're going to feel the punches more. Playing Mortal Kombat 2 was really cool because this game was actually made with the Interactor in mind. The game is actually programmed to deliver specific signals to the Interactor. The one big drawback of the Interactor is that it can't distinguish sounds. So any punch or sound effect that the game plays, the Interactor also plays. So that means that it's not as immersive as it was advertised, but feeling the thumps is pretty cool. I can understand that at $100 in 1990s money, I would be really disappointed. But since it isn't actually made for any specific games or hardware, I can use it on modern equipment. That's right, anything with a headphone jack is compatible with the Interactor. So this could potentially become a cheap haptic feedback for your VR nerds out there. Except it won't really work very well with my Samsung Odyssey. The issue is that I can't quite figure out how to send audio to two devices. But if anyone knows how to do that, please let me know in the comments below. Overall, the Interactor does what it's supposed to do. It just doesn't do it very well. I spent $30 on this, and it was really worth it just to have as a novelty, and if I can figure out how to use dual audio, it will also be fun to play some VR games that have some really interesting sound bumps. I'm really impressed that this still works 20 years later. If you can find this with all the goodies for less than $40, I say pick it up if you want to feel your video games. Otherwise, there will be modern solutions that come to the market like this Tesla suit, but be prepared to pay through the nose for it. And that wraps it up for the Aura Interactor. What did you think? Do you have one? I'd love to hear what you think down in the comments below. And if you like this video, give it a like, and if you're new here, consider subscribing for future gaming content. I'm Super Nicktendo, and thanks for watching.
Have we done the right thing?
It isn't our place to ask.
It could be our legacy.
Yes, the impact on society would be irreversible.
We've dedicated our lives to science.
Which means that we understand progress. Maybe this is just another step.
More like a leap.
If we are going forward, who's going to test it?
Yo, dudes, anybody got a video game?
Is the world ready for the Interactor? The world's first interactive game vest that lets you feel the action.
Cool.
What have we done?